Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stitched Pixels, Flosstube number 6. I'm Amanda. Thank you for joining in today. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back, and if you're new, I hope you like what you see today. If you do, you can just hit the subscribe button, like the video, and if you want to leave a comment, please do. Ask any questions. I try to get back as soon as possible, generally when I get home from work or when I wake up in the morning. It is, wow, don't even know the date. Tuesday, June 19th, 1 week away from my birthday, so I'm getting super excited for my birthday start. Not the birthday part itself, getting older. I am going to be starting either Clouds Factory, Final Fantasy VII, or if I get the floss in time, I'm going to do Lizzie Kate Kitty String. I have the fabric for both, I just don't have enough fancy floss, or the right colors of fancy floss for kitty string. And, oh, here's Fragile Robin again. I think you guys met her last video. She'll just hang out with us for a bit. And, oh, and here comes Isabella. They get a little weird when I'm talking to myself. They think I'm talking to them. So, first up, I didn't get any stitchy mail, but I have received some happy mail. Well, makes me happy. I've known about this for almost a year already. But my friend Matt, who lives in London, England, is getting married next year. So he let me know when they were looking at places just so I had the time to save up the money to go on vacation. So I got my save the date card. We are going to Scotland and the rest of, well, not the whole rest of Europe, but we are going to Scotland and some other countries in Europe, September 2019. So me and my boyfriend are super excited. This is going to be our first big out of the country vacation. He's never even gone to the States, I think. Maybe like just Michigan, like right across the border in Ontario. But yeah, he's only flown once, and that was a few years ago to Quebec. So this is a big deal. I've been far, I've been to Hawaii, so I'm not new to traveling, but I've never been outside of North America. So that will be wonderful. Here's Isabella. She's my cranky old lady, as you can hear. She's all bark though, no bite. She just gets cranky. She's gonna be 13 years old in October. She was my ex-husband's cat. So he had her, I had Tigger, and when we got together we adopted Robin. So when that marriage ended, I ended up keeping her. Just for her own safety and her own well-being. So she's my crotchety little old lady. She's one of my few cats who have never been a medical problem. She's too old and stubborn to get sick, I think. She's gonna outlive us all just on pure spite, because that's how she is. She hates company, so if anyone other than me or Thomas are in the house, you cannot find her. And being a black cat, all she's got to do is find a dark corner and keep her eyes closed, and you have no idea where she is. I don't even know all her hiding spots in the house yet. So yeah, that's my kitty cat. So going from my trip to Europe, I crochet as well, as some of you might know if you've seen my other videos. This is a cross-stitch video. I'm just showing some crochet real quick. I asked Matt and Cecile if they would like a blanket as a wedding gift. Something a little bit more personal than giving them money. They already own a house, so they already have all the housey stuff. Like, they don't need a new bed set or anything like, well, they might, but I decided I would make them a blanket. So I am making them Eastern Jewels. It's a variation on Persian tiles, so this is the actual pattern. You can buy just the pattern and use whatever yarn you like. They do have recommended. I think it's all Stylecraft. But this is the Eastern Jewels. This is a fairly new, I think it came out a year ago, year and a half. It's just a color variation on the original pattern. And the only way to get the color variation is to buy the yarn pack. So this beauty right here will be a blanket one day. Shouldn't take too long, I just gotta get around to doing it, because since I started cross-stitching again in March, I actually haven't crocheted at all. Today was the first time I crocheted. So this is the start of one of the tiles. Now every single tile is different, so I can't assembly line them like I usually do. Because if all 16 tiles were the same, I would do round 1 of every tile, then round 2, and then so I'm not, but every single round is different for every single tile, so it's gonna take a little bit longer. I should easily have it done. I'm more than likely probably gonna ship it to them instead of bringing it with me on the plane, just because, you know, luggage gets lost, and as much as I hate the postal service, I think I might trust the postal service a little bit more, or I might take it in my carry-on, depending on how big it ends up being, or how space consuming it is, and how much I end up packing with me. So that's it for the oh, one more thing. One more piece of happy mail. More so my boyfriend's happy mail. But he got his new graphics card in today, which means I get his old graphics card. Yay, for hand-me-down computer parts. So I officially have one part for my new computer. That's something my boyfriend really got into last year, was building his own computer. So last November, between Black Friday sales and a little bit of spending some savings, we ended up buying all the parts he needed, and he has his own custom-built computer. So now he's really into making me one. And by making me one, I mean upgrading his computer so I can have his leftover parts. So he's going to be doing that tomorrow morning while I'm at work, getting his new graphics card installed and everything. It was actually really fun, and I'm looking forward to building my own. Not in a rush, but it was on for like $200 off, I think. So he picked it up real quick on Amazon before the sale ended last week. Came in like 3 days, which I'm impressed, because Canada Post sucks. So, on to the stitchy stuff. I do have a finish. Nothing crazy, but I finished up Hello July. I did change the colors. It was very USA, red, white, and blue, which is fine, because Independence Day is July 1st, but Canada Day is July 4th. So I went a little bit more Canada with it. I'm not going to be using the USA button. I only have room for 3 buttons anyway. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it when I go up to Michael's for some paper. I'm going to see if I can get a cute little maple leaf button. If not, then I'll just use 3 of the red buttons from the pack for this. And then I'll get that FFO'd in a similar fashion to May and June. Oh, wow. Okay. Gotta glue that on a little bit better. But these are my 2 previous ones. These are in my last video. There's June. And, you know, I really should have that hanging up in my house, but I don't. Because, you know, too many other things to do than put a nail on the wall. And there's May. So I'm going to do it very similar. I'm probably going to think red, white, Canada Day kind of stuff. Excuse the cat. Isabella. Down, sweetie. She obviously doesn't like being told down. They know they're not allowed on the desk, but they never seem to comprehend that fact. Up next, I've been working on my temperature garden. So, if you're new here, so every day, theoretically, I step on the scale and I weigh myself. Based on whether my weight's gone up, down, or stayed the same, I stitch a petal in a corresponding color. Now you'll notice this beautiful white flower. I finished off this flower, did that whole flower, and started this one since the last time you saw this. I forgot to weigh myself for about a week. Don't know why, maybe just crazy with work. Because I normally get up, go to the bathroom, hop on the scale. That's my morning routine. So I kind of skipped the scale part for a while. Isabella. Ugh, that's gonna be the whole video, me putting the cat down. So I decided, since I don't know what my weight was, I'm just going to assume it stayed the same. Probably not, but instead of just making something up, weight is going to be stayed the same or forgot to step on the scale. But I remembered to hop on the scale this morning. So my next petal's got a color. Isabella, you're going to get kicked out. Want to lay down? Lay down. Lay down. Thank you. Up next, it has been a full coverage rotation kind of area, because the first week I work on stitch alongs and smalls, and then the other 3 weeks I do full coverage. I am going to do a few little changes to that. On June 2nd, which is my smallest week, I'm going to be working on Thomas's project, which is full coverage. And then on the 26th, which is like the date of my mom's birthday and mine too, so that's going to be a little weird. because I want to do a birthday start. Plus, maybe I'll just move my mom's. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do my birthday start on the 26th next week. And then I'm going to do my mom's day on the 27th. There's Maggie the mess maker. You guys saw her in my Mania videos. A cat with a sewing machine and a bunch of string. My mom's been bugging me for that one for at least a decade. So I'm going to work on that on the 26th of every month. I'm going to work on Thomas's project on the 2nd. And then with the exception of that, then week 1 is going to be stitch-alongs, which is going to be done soon because the only stitch-along I'm doing is Submersive Mermaids, and that's done first week of July. And then I work on some smaller, not full coverage pieces. Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry, beautiful view of my stuff. Had to kick her out of the room. She was not gonna stop being a pest. So I rotate between Pokemon for 1,000 stitches approximately. I don't nitpick on counting or anything. I just go with approximate numbers. If it ends up being 1,200, whatever. So I worked on Pokemon and alternate with all my other full coverage. At this rate, I think I might actually see all my full coverage pieces every month. At this rate. Maybe not, might miss out on 1 or 2, but that's a good feeling that I might get to see all my big projects every month. They're really calling to me right now. Not one in particular, but I'm loving working on the full coverage. I love the new way of stitching. Well, not new way, but doing the color by color, starting with the least amount of stitches, just getting that confetti done and over with. I finally hit a non-confetti color on Pokemon, and I just got to stitch 2 big chunks of color. It was wonderful. So, I got a bunch done on my Pokemon. Let's see here. I got 9 colors finished. And we're getting to the point where there are 200 to 300 stitches per color. So, I currently have about probably 40,000 stitches left. So we're nearing the home stretch here. So there's my Pokemon. Let's see if you can see that there. Let's hope this is good. I'll stand up. So just because I'm going color by color, it's not the easiest to tell what I've worked on. But I've done Arcanine, Axew. Got a lot of, it has been a lot of confetti. I got a lot done on Gengar up here. Not sure what other colors I've really worked on. I did a lot of the pinks in Miltank. And, oh, that's the one I did a lot on. Nidoking, Machamp and Machamp. There we go. Hey, look, I know my Gen 1 names. That's about it, though. So, got a lot done. There's about half of it right there. This is a 30 by 36 piece of just 18 count white fabric. I'm doing 2/1. Look, I remember my fabric. 2/1. It's going to be done in 4 separate pieces, mostly because when this was started 6-7 years ago, 2012, I couldn't find a piece of fabric big enough for any form of reasonable price. So I just decided, hey, I'll stitch it in 4 pieces and sew it together. How bad could that go? So we're gonna see how that turns out. Yeah, it'll be fine. Cause I tested a few different ways and it looked pretty good. And it's not gonna be framed, so it won't be under any tension. I'm gonna have it set up wall scroll style. So a bar on the top, bar on the bottom, and it's just gonna hang. There's no way I'm framing something that's taller than me. I don't even wanna know how much that would cost. So that's my focus piece. I rotate that one in and out. I have one more color to do, 729, I believe. Yes, I got about 300 to 400 stitches of 729 to do today. And then we rotate off. And up next will be a surprise. No, it'll be Ulduar, so Thomas's project, which is my June 2nd project, and it's a normal rotation as well. So I'll work on that for about 1,000 stitches. I'm kind of over gridding though. So it's a stained glass like project, so I think I'm gonna do all the black first and then start lowest color, work my way up. I'll have to see when I pull it out, because I did make a huge mistake on my evolutions when I gridded. One of my squares says 11, not 10, so I just really don't want to muck it up again. So from now on, I'm buying pre-gridded fabric. What else did I work on? Okay, so this is my no smoking. This is a gift from my mom. Mom, if you're watching, turn away now. You can't see it. I know you don't watch, but just in case. Again, I'm doing color by color, starting with the lowest numbers. I think I got 12 colors done, and the page I already had finished. And there we go. So that's one of the jewels in the corner. There's another one, and then you can really start seeing the dragon's back edges around there. So that's going to be super nice once the lettering starts coming in and everything. I'm going to really enjoy that. The sun just went away. There is like one cloud in the sky, and it's right in front of the sun. Okay, what is next? What is next? Ooh, I worked on Middle Earth. Yes, I love this project. It's massive. It is gonna be the size of my bed. The next time I do an Instagram post, I'm gonna roll it out on my queen size bed so everyone can see it. This is another one I'm not doing least color to most color. This thing is like 4 feet. And this is the short dimension. It's 2 yards. It's a bolt 2 yards, so 43 by 72, I believe. It's a little bigger than it needs to be, but I'm not gonna measure and cut it. I just started in the corner. We'll go. This is another one I think I'm not gonna frame. I'm gonna do wall scroll style, if I ever finish it. Because even if I can do a page a month, which I'm not, that's like 12 years. 154 pages. It's massive. It's insane. I would have much preferred the Haid one, but it was discontinued years ago. Because the Haid one was a reasonable size. This is the Tilton Crafts chart. And I did about 1,000 stitches up in here. I'm going page by page with this one for the most part. Like, I don't have a guaranteed stop point or anything. If I wander on to the next page, I don't want page lines, so I just go over. But yeah, this will be my first full page that I'll have finished. Did about 1,000 stitches on there. Now, page is about 5,000 to 6,000 for Tilton Crafts. They are smaller than Haid, and they don't have the that 3 stitch overlap that Haid patterns do, so it's a little more confusing. But I am really enjoying it. It's only 28 colors, I think, 28 or 30 colors, so lots of big chunks of solid color, or at least not very confetti heavy, except for like the lines around the edges. And one last thing to show, not entirely stitchy related. I've been working on my little Chameleon diamond painting. I actually started cutting away the paper because it was getting to the point where there was more paper than need be. So, got that done. Still need to work a little bit more on that little section up there. But we're well over the halfway point, which is great because I hope my diamond painting kit will be here soon. And I'm doing Faces of Fairy, 185 I want to say. One of the little dragonlings, or ninja dragonlings. So I figure I'll do the 2 faces for the ninjas, and then the big full coverage piece, you know, next decade or so. I really enjoy diamond painting, especially this little kit, because if I have 15-20 minutes before I want to go do something, or, you know, finish doing something and it's bed in 15 minutes, I can just sit there and watch TV, or I can pull this out and put down some pixels, right? So it's quick, it's easy, and I don't necessarily want to pull out a full coverage, massive project for, you know, 15-20 minutes. It's more of a 3-4 hour thing if I'm gonna stitch on something full coverage. So I really do enjoy the diamond painting. The faces of fairy are 200 by 200. So that's 50 centimeters, so it's not too massive. I can work on it on my desk. I do have a massive desk. My dad made it from my mom's leftover kitchen countertop, or he redid my mom's kitchen countertop, so he made me a desk out of her counter. So it's a big T shape, so me and my boyfriend each have an L to ourselves, and the center part I can commandeer if I really wanted to. I can kick his stuff off and find somewhere else for it. So yeah, that's like, you guys are in the center of the T where the camera is. So this is my side of the room. That's Thomas's side of the room. Not much to look at. He just has a computer over there. I got all the clutter in the... Sorry, didn't mean to drop you guys. I got all the clutter and the stuff in the drawers. I started the Great Yarn Purge. I got a massive, massive bag of kitchen cotton and scrubby stuff. Gave that all to my mother-in-law. She likes making dishcloths and face cloths, and she knits and crochets. So I told her I was clearing out a bunch of yarn. The good stuff I'm gonna give to her, like the stuff that was fairly expensive, or stuff I know she's gonna like. And the rest of it I'm going to bring to job number 2. In the assisted living part of the facility, they have knitting circles and groups where they make stuff for charity, like the people who live there. In the assisted living side, make stuff, and I've actually seen a lot of the residents, even in the nursing home, who knit and crochet. A lot of the residents have crocheted blankets, and I saw one lady working on them, making them, so I'm going to donate all my generic worsted weight colorful yarn to them, and then there is quite a bit I am going to keep myself too, if I have a very specific project in mind for that yarn. But I was just hoarding for the sake of hoarding for a very, very long time. And I have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on yarn for absolutely no reason. No project in mind, you were just pretty, so I brought you home. I was also blogging. I kind of stopped doing that. You know, when you get into the crochet circles, it's very different from cross-stitching. The crochet like the crochet groups on Facebook, you have a lot of people who are, I will never pay money for a pattern. That's such a waste of money. Whereas in the cross-stitch community, well, you're expected to pay for good work. Whereas on the crochet side, you can release the most beautiful pattern, and if you have to pay $2 for it, people will not buy it because, oh, well, I'll just look at it and do it myself kind of attitude. So I do the blog. All my patterns are up for free. You guys get a link to my blog anyway with all my show notes, which I should have said at the beginning. So all my crochet patterns are up on that blog, and that blog costs me like $300 almost a year to have up, because it is hosted. It's not like a WordPress blog. It is monetized. I do have Google Ads on it. I was getting a fair amount of traffic towards Christmas when I was releasing 2 to 3 patterns a week, but it's just so unfeasible to keep up at that pace where I was crocheting 40 to 50 hours a week, plus patterns, plus photography, plus all this other stuff. So in March when I started cross-stitching, it didn't feel bad for me to stop crocheting. And now I'm still getting residual traffic. My stuff's all out on Pinterest and Instagram, and I get maybe 300 to 400 page views a day, which is wonderful. It's not doesn't really translate to any money. I might make $20 a month from my Google Ads, which is, hey, better mine than not mine, I guess. And I do make some money from affiliate links on that website as well. But it's just such a different mindset, and I much rather the cross-stitch community and the Flosstube community, where everyone's like, oh my gosh, where can I buy that? Or where did you find that? It's much more appreciative of the designer's hard work. Whereas crochet, if they can get it for free, they'll take it for free, and screw the designer who put probably dozens of hours into writing that pattern. They'd take the free, cheap one that might or might not be as good. Like, you never know, right? And I have no problem buying crochet patterns. Heidi Bears, the plushies, I'll show you one next week. her patterns are phenomenal. And she stopped designing because of copyright. Someone took her pattern and made a YouTube video of them doing her pattern. It's been taken down, but that was like the last straw to her, and she still has her patterns for sale, but she is no longer designing, which sucks because her patterns are freaking beautiful. And I need to make one. I will be. With the leftover blanket yarn, I'm going to make them a matching stuffed animal with the yarn. It's going to be cute. It's all made from different hexagon shapes, and they're all they're called African flower motifs, and so you can make them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-sided, whatever you need to make them all fit together into animals. I've made about maybe half a dozen of them, sold them, except for one. One I've been trying to sell for like 3 years and nobody wants it, so it's just kind of sitting in my closet. And then I have one that's like I made for my boyfriend. I sleep with him every night. He's snuggly. Not my boy, well, yeah, my boyfriend, but I sleep with the plushie because he's massive, like 3 feet long. They're beautiful. Okay, rambling for like the last 10 minutes now. So if you guys made it through that, thank you so much for watching my video. I will more than likely be back next week, either on my birthday, yay, because I actually have my birthday off, but I do want to pick up a shift because it is time and a half to work on my birthday at job 1. So I got a shift trade. So one of the ladies at work has a grandbaby that was supposed to be born 2 weeks ago, and no grandbaby yet. So she called and asked if I could swap her shifts so I can work tomorrow and she's gonna work the 26th. So hey, I get my birthday off, frees me up to go into job 1 for time and a half as opposed to working at job 2 where they don't have that perk, unfortunately. But each place is different. I'd much rather be at job 2 anyway. So yeah, I will film either Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Let you guys see, hopefully, my birthday start. Any birthday gifts I get from family or friends. Don't really think I've gotten much. I have my boyfriend who's gonna get me a cake. Oh, he's gonna make me candy sushi. I know, it's silly. Rice Krispies and like Swedish fish or something like that with fruit roll-ups. He's gonna make me candy sushi. And my mom just asked me today what I wanted, and I just said cash is fine. I'll buy something on 123 Stitch. So, thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful stitchy week, a great, beautiful June weekend, and I will see you guys hopefully next week if everything goes according to plan. Thanks. Have a great weekend.